Welcome. Can you hear me? Let's put this up here. Oh my, okay. How we doing? Put this up here. Welcome to the live stream. Let me switch cameras here. Here we go. How we doing? Welcome to the live stream. My name is Rob. It is Tuesday. It's 2 o'clock. Actually, it's 2:12. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Yeah, how's everything going? How is your week? You wouldn't believe what I tried to do today and why I'm late. I tried to go outside and film a video. Can you believe that? The nerve of me of going outside and trying to thread a needle and film a video thinking I had time to get back here. And the worst part is I didn't get it done. I didn't get it done. I drove to a different section of the trail. It's beautiful there, all the fall colors. And I did get some things recorded, but not what I wanted to. And I kept looking at my watch. I was like 2 kilometers in, and it's like, how long is it going to take me to get back? And anyway, so I'm going to go, when this is over, I'm going to go back. Well, actually, when this is over, we're going to have an after party, members only live stream at 4 o'clock, so a little under 2 hours from now. And I'm going to do that with the members for a half hour. So this live stream will be an hour and 45 minutes. It's 2:13 now. We'll go till 4. And then I'll have an after party for a half an hour or so, or until people don't have any more questions. Then I'm going to head outside and actually do that video I wanted to do. So that's my story. What's yours? Who's here? And where are you watching from? Got a few things to talk about today. But of course, I will always take your questions. Let me just pop this up a little bit so I can actually read. So yes, who is here? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll get to as many as I can in the time that we're here. As always, I can't always get to all of them, but I think you understand, and that's okay. I'm okay with it if you are. Every week we tend to have 1 or 2 people who are not happy with me because I didn't get to their questions, but I do the best that I can, and hopefully that's all right. So anyways, enough of me babbling. Let me know what you thought of the video I put out yesterday. So that's actually doing quite well. And before I go too far, let me share this with you. Is that going to be the right screen? Okay, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Let me screen share, change that. Wait now, it is. Is that the right thing? Yeah, I think so. No, that's what I wanted to show. Okay, forget about the actual video. What I want to show you is, this is me streaming. There's a delay, as there usually is, but this is my YouTube studio. Okay, and what it's showing is that I am streaming in 2 different formats, okay, horizontally and vertically. So that's new. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. It looks like it is. I'm getting excellent up here and excellent up here. So this should be streaming to regular live stream area on regular YouTube, but also on the Shorts feed. And if any of you notice or see me on the Shorts feed, I'd love to hear from you and to let me know what that looks like and if it's all good, if you can hear me, how the comments show up. So I'm going to go back and look at it afterwards if I can. I'm sure I can. But yeah, so that's one thing we're doing different, and it looks to be working. So awesome. Now, let me get back to the questions and see if we have any. I'm going to type in QQQ. And there's a question from Andy. Andy, Rob, do you know anything about monopoly niches? According to ChatGPT, I'm in one and I should get content out quickly to dominate it. I don't know what you mean by that, Andy. Monopoly niche? Meaning, does that mean you're the only one in the niche? Like your own niche? That's what it sounds like to me. A monopoly is if, one person has control over the entire thing, right? So if we're talking YouTube, then the niche. No, I have not heard about that. To me, it would sound like that would make things harder for you to find an audience. but at the same time, you'll have less competition. I can already see a problem with the vertical live stream. When I display a message here like this, it's not all getting captured. I would have to make it smaller like this and put it in the middle of the screen, something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think of that look? I'm kind of doing it live while can I share that with you? No, you don't see that. Let me go back here. But I saw it on a different, oh, wait now. Let me bring this down here. This is a different, there. Now let me share. So this is what I'm talking about. So if I just, yeah, this is confusing. Sorry, don't mean to confuse you too much. But anyways, just kind of playing around with this. It looks like I might have to move it over a little bit like that. If that's okay, I'll probably just keep it like that today. So there you go. All right, Scott has a question now. Afternoon, Rob. I tried the monetized live streaming feature, side-by-side ads, last Wednesday. My audience was not a fan. Not worth it for my channel, but I'm interested in how your results went. I will get into that. I'm not a fan either, and although the feedback I was getting live during last week's live was, I'm going to call it lukewarm. Most of you didn't seem to mind it too much, but maybe you were just being nice. I don't know. But the bottom line is it wasn't worth it. I'm not going to do it again. What are you doing? So yeah, there you go. Mike, was there any setup to do on Ecamm Live? No, except for, if I just show you what I'm doing here. No, of course it's not going to show it now. No, there's no way for me to show you that. It kind of disappears. I just had to resize the chat box for the chat I'm displaying on the screen. That's all I did. I did not do anything extra in YouTube Studio, and I was a little concerned because it looks a little bit different with the two side by side, the two formats. But I didn't do anything. I just left my stream key in the way it was before with Ecamm, and it worked. So there you go. Could you see someone starting a faceless channel and later doing more with your face? Looking for a travel channel, then later, when I do retire and can travel more, add additional videos. As many of you probably know, I'm not a huge fan of faceless channels. I just don't think that's the fastest way to grow a channel. And I'm interested in growing a channel, and that's what I help other people do, to grow channels. Faceless, I guess you are still working on your editing skills and uploading and, ideation, titles, thumbnails, and all that, right? That's all, whether you're faceless or not, those are all constant. You have to learn how to do those. So I guess in that respect, if you do faceless videos, you are still learning all those things. But you aren't learning how to talk on camera and not getting comfortable with it, and you're not practicing it. So if your end goal is a channel with your face in it, like you in your videos, then I would just start that way. Quite honestly, I would. There are some successful faceless channels. Don't get me wrong. It's just not. It's not. What am I trying to say? It's not my expertise, and in my experience, in what I've seen, is they are much harder to grow, a faceless channel. Unless there's something about your videos that you're doing different than other people, something unique about the way you're making your videos or about your content. But if not, then no, it's just really, really hard. But yes, it does allow you to practice all those things I mentioned. So maybe that helps. How are your concurrent viewers on this stream? Higher, lower, the same? I wonder if you're the one that mentioned. Right now, I'd say they're about the same. Let's see if I can share this. Okay, so right now, I've got 123 concurrent viewers, according to my YouTube Studio. I think last week I topped out at 145. I've been as high as just over 200. I think the week before last was around what I'm at now, 120, 130. So I'd say it's in and around the same. Now, I don't know what the breakdown is. How many of these are coming in through my regular live stream and how many are coming in through the shorts feed. I don't know that. Can't tell. So yeah, there you go. So far, so good. But yeah, no, somebody, I don't know if it was you, but somebody did mention that they averaged, and I forget the exact numbers, but it was over 100 concurrent viewers normally on their live streams. And then when they did this dual streaming, they went down to, and I may get the number wrong, but I'm going to say less than 10. Like, it was a hugely significant difference. And I'm not seeing a difference like that. How do you feel about Amazon affiliate marketing? I have been doing it for about a month and I've made roughly $30 and it is growing steadily daily. Awesome. How do I feel about it? I think it's a viable way to earn revenue on YouTube, or anyway, actually, it doesn't have to be just YouTube, but you can use your YouTube. If you're growing a YouTube channel, you can then put links to your Amazon affiliate links in your descriptions to try to get sales. But yeah, you can do that from blogs as well. You can do it from, any platform, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, any of those. But yeah, and if you're seeing, decent numbers, you've only been doing it for a month and you've made $30, that's great. That's higher than where I was after a month. It all depends on what your channel's focus is. If you focus on, product reviews or, things like that, where you're reviewing products and then pointing people to that product, a channel like that could do really well with affiliate sales. My channel is not really like that. I just, I talk about YouTube and how to grow on YouTube, how to grow a business, things like that. And then every once in a while, oh, by the way, I use this mic, link in the description below. I use this camera, whatever, right? But I don't do really product reviews. So my affiliate sales are not, my channel is a decent size now, and I'm going to say I probably earn $100 to $150 a month now through Amazon affiliate, but nowhere near where it could be if I was focused on product reviews and things like that. So it's just not the focus of my channel, but it could be the focus of yours. So absolutely. Do you save all of your videos? And if yes, what's the best storage? I was thinking of external hard drive, but would love some other suggestions. Yes, Anna, I actually made a video about this a couple months ago, or maybe a month ago, and I showed my entire, my entire process of how I do this. Where was it? It was this one right here, safe storage. So a month ago, the best storage and backup workflow for YouTube content creators. 20-minute video, have a look at that. I talk about, to answer your question, yes, I store all of my, I save all of my videos and all of their project files, as well as, so like when I create a video, I start by creating a project folder within my projects folder, right? And I've got the date and possible title that's the name of my folder. Within that is where I create a folder called recordings. All my recordings go in there. I create my Camtasia file. If you use Final Cut Pro or CapCut or whatever, you create your project file in there. Any supporting videos or images that you use, you put in there. I usually create I always create a thumbnails folder within there. So I keep all of that in there, and then every week or two, couple weeks, 3 weeks, I will move some of those projects out of that, because that's on my computer, on my MacBook. I'll move them off of that onto a NAS, which is a network attached storage, which is essentially a large hard drive, and I store it there. In addition, I've got a backup drive beside my NAS that the NAS backs up to every week. In addition to that, I've got another backup drive that it backs up to every month, and I take that to my brother's house once a month, and then I go retrieve it. And so I've got off-site storage as well, except for the one day that I get it and back up to it. So that's my process. But yeah, I save all my files. If I wanted to, I could go back to a video that I made a year ago, bring it into my computer and make a copy of the project file and make edits to it and create a new version, right? I can do that because I have everything. I probably save more than I need to, because I know within that project file, a project file is in itself a folder containing everything. So I have basically duplicates of everything. And then I weekly back that up and monthly back it up. So yeah, but that's just me. I had that system for when I was a freelancer editing videos for a lot of other people as well. So it's certainly overkill. But if you want to learn how I did that, check out that video. Monkey Wrench, what if you record videos you don't like? What if you record videos you don't like? I can't seem to get over feeling that my videos aren't what's in my head. It's always something: lighting, content, length, tone, not enough, graphics, etc. Great question. Happens to me all the time. In fact, it happens to me pretty much with every video I make. Once I finish recording it and I'm back in the office and I'm editing it, I will realize, crap, there's something I forgot to say. It's like, I didn't say this. So there's always something about my videos that I didn't address something. Or actually, yesterday's video, was that yesterday? Don't quit, how YouTube can change your life in 6 to 12 months. That was yesterday's video. Okay, slightly different version of a title I used 6 months ago, but new text on the thumbnail, right? But yeah, that video ended up being 30 minutes long. And in fact, it was an hour and 5 minutes before I cut it down and did my editing. The raw file was an hour and 5 minutes. I was aiming for 10 to 15 minutes, and I could only get it as small as 30. So when I uploaded that, and also I uploaded it late. It was like 5 o'clock here, 5 p.m. So like 5, 6, 7 hours later than I usually like to post. But it's doing fine. And when I uploaded it, I thought to myself, this is too long. Like, I think this is a good video. I think there's a lot of good things I had to say here, but I think I went on and on a little too much about certain things. So I was feeling like it's probably not going to do well. Because, like, I feel like maybe the people who watch all of my videos will probably watch it all. And you know, I get positive comments back that they like my longer videos. But you know, if you're trying to grow a channel, you want to reach new people. A lot of people, myself included, if I see a 30-minute video, I think twice before I click on it. It's like, okay, this is a time investment now, right? So, and I know some people think that way, as they should. So yeah, that's an example of a video that, you know, I felt I talked too much about something, left it in, but hey, it's doing okay. It's over 5,000 views already. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, all the time. Like with every video, I feel like there's something I could have done better. But do not let that stop you from uploading, because then it sits with you, right? Like I can look at that video a week from now and think, yeah, you know what? That video probably, even though it was doing well, I bet you it would have done twice as well if it was half as long, right? So the next time I will try a little harder to, you know, get the time down, right? So that's how you learn. You learn by looking at the videos that you've uploaded and, oh yeah, I didn't like that about that one. Oh yeah, oh that one, geez, I hated that one because of this, that, and this, and it did horribly. So you then remember, and it's a constant reminder. That's right, I don't want to do that again. I want to do that different. So it's good if it's on your channel, then it's more real. Lori, I just said that's why YouTube created double speed. Haha. Exactly. I do that. Not all the time, but more and more I will watch videos on double speed, especially if you know, if the person's not talking too fast. And it's not a slight against the person. It's just that, you know, I've got limited time, but I want to see what this person has to say, so I watch it at actually, double speed is usually a little too fast for me, but like 1.5, 1.75. Sometimes I'll do that. Can you see in the stats how many of your viewers are premium? No. Let me see here. I'm just going to try to bring up a screen here that I will then share with you. Let's go to content. Bear with me. Audience. Reach. Where would I even see that? I mean, there are so many. I can show what I'm doing here. So there are so many stats available to you. So just to show you where I am, this is yesterday's video, but this is last Monday's. So if I go into that one, I'm not doing yesterday's just because it hasn't even been 24 hours since that one's been up. So not all data is in there yet, but this one's been up for a week. And I don't think it's in reach. No. Oh, that's interesting. So search terms, only 3.6% of the traffic came in through search, but people are searching for Tilly Norwood, her name, 61%. But it's a small amount. Anyway, no, it's not there. Engagement. There's the hype data for those who are interested in hype. So this video has 33 hypes, resulting in 9.9 thousand hype points. What that means, nobody really knows, or I don't. Maybe other people do. Audience retention, likes versus dislikes, end screen, top remixed. Not a great retention graph. 70% were still watching at the 30-second mark, but not many watched all of it. Okay, audience. I think it's probably in there. Watch behavior. So 48% were casual viewers, 24% new, 27% regular. Device type, mostly mobile phone, interesting. Computer, TV, age and gender. No, be under revenue. Revenue, watch page, ads. Okay, so $91 is what I've earned on this video in a week. 81 of those came from the ads, watch page ads. $10 or $11 came from supers or gifts. How much advertisers pay. Where is, oh, here. No, it doesn't really say. Let's see more here. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So of the $91 or $92 earned, 75 came from watch page ads, 10 or 11 came from supers, and $6 came from YouTube Premium. This is all I've ever really seen in terms of a breakdown as to how much you earn from people who have YouTube Premium. So you do get some, but they don't tell you numbers like how many, okay? Nor do they show you the calculation of how you earn that much. So yeah, there you go. That's what I wanted to show you. I hope that helps. My channel is education based. I teach physics, chemistry, and general science. Do I need to face? Do I need to face? Meaning, do you need to put your face in your videos? You don't have to. I think it would help. Here's the thing. Don't think of it in terms of you don't need to put your face in the videos to get the information across, because obviously you don't. You don't need to. But the thing is, if all you're providing is the information, right, and you and your brand have nothing to do with what you're providing, then it's going to be harder for you to compete, especially as AI continues to be more prevalent, right? I think how-to type videos, education type videos are going to be harder and harder for creators to build channels of, those types of channels, because more and more AI is going to be able to handle that load, right? I talked about this in one of my last videos. I can see a point in the future, probably not too far away, where you can search for how to do something or how something in physics works or whatever, and you'll be presented with a video that perhaps was just generated by AI on demand and showing you how to do something, right? I haven't seen that yet. I don't even think it's available yet, but the first step is going to be people using AI to create these videos, but the next step is AI is just going to create them when they're asked for, right? So yeah, and then if people are making these AI enhanced videos or with the aid of AI, and that becomes easier and easier, then more and more people are going to be doing that, right? So then how does a channel like that compete? You got so much competition, everyone trying to teach the same physics thing, whereas I feel like increasingly, if you put yourself in your videos, that is what's going to help you stand out from the crowd. Because there's only one you. There's only one me. I put myself in my videos no matter what I'm talking about, because there's only one me. And in time, people will get to recognize you, and they'll remember you, and they'll, oh yes, this guy, yeah, I liked his videos. And before you know it, maybe all people need to see is your thumbnail, and they recognize your face, and they won't even get past the title. It's like, I'm going to click on that thumbnail. I want to see what Rob has to say now about whatever he's talking about now. I don't even know, but I'm going to click, right? So all that goes away if you don't put yourself in your videos. So that's another way to put it. Let's go together. Have been doing live streams weekly for about a month. Very few people showing up for the live, but pretty good views in playback. Is it worth continuing? Is it too soon to make that decision? If it's only been a month, then yeah, I would say it's too soon to make that decision. Depends on how, the size of your channel too. It took me a while to get going with the lives, but I knew, since I'm putting myself in my videos, eventually that's going to be something else to help draw people in. My videos plus my lives to work together to gain trust, build a community, right? So I would give it some more time. Hopefully you're enjoying it, and just make sure you have something ready to talk about. And going through those early struggle days, that's the time when you want to focus on learning some new skills. For example, get in the habit of asking people questions in your videos, in your live streams. Whether it's live or on the replay. If people are watching on the replay, actually, the thing that just popped into my head, maybe you're going live at not a great time. Maybe there's a different time of day you could be going live that might work better for you. Just something to look at. You can check your analytics to see when most of your viewers are online. Might be something to look at. Hi from Saskatchewan. Hello, Western Canadian. When picking a niche, how would I go about finding one that could work for me? I'm interested in so many different things and struggle to just pick one. Well, that's the thing. That is a struggle, but you do have to pick one. I mean, you don't have to if you don't care about YouTube growth. You can talk about whatever you want. But if you want to grow a channel, then, spend some time brainstorming, figuring out what it is you like. It sounds like there's lots of things you could do videos about. But what is that one thing that you think you are the most passionate about, and that you talk about the most with your friends and family? That's usually a good place to start. But I mean, there's nothing says you can't change later on or start a new channel with another niche if this first one, if you get bored of it or it's just not working, right? You can always do that. And it's not waste of time either. If you start with one channel, one niche, and you get so far and then decide, you know what, I don't like making these videos anymore, or I don't see it growing. Well, I mean, if you don't see it growing, that's natural. It takes a while. But if you do decide to go another route and go and make videos about something else, you can start a new channel, and you will have gained a whole bunch of experience with that first channel and all the videos you made there. So you'd be able to hit the ground running harder on your second channel if you decide to do that. So there you go. How does Amazon affiliate marketing work? Crystal, so the way it works is you would go to Amazon and you would sign up to become an Amazon affiliate, or in their affiliate program. And once accepted into that, you can then put links to any product that's available on Amazon. You can link to that product from your website, from your YouTube video descriptions, right? You can create a link. You can go to Amazon and then search for a product, right? And once that product is on the page, you go up to the top right and you click Get Link. And then you copy the link and then you paste it wherever you want to put it. And then, so if it's in a description of a YouTube video, you can then say in that video, or even in the comments, if you're interested in this product, I've got a link to it in my description. Click that. And then when somebody clicks that, they go to Amazon. That product is right there. And if they buy that product, you will earn a commission. Okay? They don't have to spend any more on that product. It's still priced the same way. They don't pay any more. But a portion of what they pay, YouTube sends to you, like 90 days later, or yeah, usually around that, right? They once you earn a certain amount, then they'll send you, and you'd have to go into your Amazon Associates or Amazon affiliate account and set up how you want to get paid, right? By check, by direct transfer, PayPal, whatever. Yeah, so that's how it works. That's how it works. And oh, one other thing, if you are an Amazon affiliate with links, if somebody clicks a link and goes to Amazon, but then doesn't buy that thing, but while they're in Amazon, they go and buy something else, you will get commission on that. And I found that out when like as a creator, as an affiliate, I have a dashboard. I can go in and I can see what I'm earning commissions on. I can't see who bought what, but it says here was a sale and they bought this many things and here's your commission. Well, the first sale I got was for, I think, dog food. And it's like, I never put a link to dog food anywhere. So, somebody might have checked out a mic I had a link to and then didn't buy the mic, but they bought dog food instead, right? So that's the way it works. Interesting. Anaholics, are there actually successful AI-only channels that you know of with millions of subscriptions? I have the feeling that Faceless is better performing than AI-only. That's a good question. I don't know of any just because I don't watch many videos like that. I'm sure there are. But yeah, I don't know of any off the top of my head. You have a feeling that Faceless is better performing than AI only. Yeah. So Faceless can mean a whole bunch of different things, right? Faceless, some people group Faceless with AI, and that's not really accurate. Faceless could be, you are designing something or drawing or painting, let's say, and you have a camera, focused on what you're drawing, and all the viewer can see is your hand, right? But they perhaps can hear your voice. Maybe you're talking using your voice and you're painting, but they never see your face. That's a Faceless channel, but there's a little bit more personality to a channel like that than, say, a channel that just has an AI voice and no human in the video at all, no human parts like your hand, right? So yeah, so there's different levels of Faceless. There's voiceover stuff. You can build a story with nothing but B-roll. B-roll, right, is the visual, and the audio could be just you doing a voiceover or AI doing a voiceover, but that could be it for the video. That's Faceless. And Faceless doesn't mean no faces. It just means not your face. You may have, clips of videos that have people's faces in them. Like maybe you get clips from Storyblocks or, wherever you get your B-roll from. Yeah. So anyways, good discussion. Annette from Alberta here. Hello, Annette. I'm fairly new with few subs. What do you do with folks saying how awesome and full of potential I am, then offer their service to fix me? Block, delete, leave it there? I would say delete is what I would do. When I first started getting messages like that, I'm going to move this over a little bit more. I'm just seeing in the avatar is probably getting cut off. Yeah, I'd probably just delete. I rarely block people anymore because that's nuclear. That's, they can never come back to the channel. Maybe somebody's having an off day, right? And so anyways, I don't usually block, but I'll just delete it. Sometimes I will say no thanks, but if they're persistent, delete, right? But you can get to a point where, like, if you're getting a lot of them, then just delete, just delete them, and don't even worry about, it's kind of like spam email, right? Some people get all upset about the spam they get. I don't get upset about it. I just delete it though. I probably get, 20 or more spam emails a day, probably more. But it's just part of my routine. Go through, delete what I don't want. No big deal. Doesn't upset me, doesn't bother me. Same thing if people spam in the comments of my videos. Alrighty. Channel's language as Canadians speaking French. Any thoughts on using subtitles or not for English or the new dubbed audio track? That really depends on your audience. Like, who are you trying to reach? I didn't quite understand what you mean. Canadian speaking French. I mean, this probably applies to any language. I mean, there are French Canadians. A lot of French Canadians know English. Or for subtitles or not for English. So if somebody is speaking French, but you want to reach an English audience, if that's the case, then you want subtitles in English because they don't understand French, right? It all starts with who are you trying to reach? If you're only speaking to French Canadians or people who speak French, then there's no need to worry about it. Just speak the language you speak. I don't put any thought into the languages. I know there are people that will watch my videos that would prefer to listen in Spanish or whatever, and YouTube is slowly but surely taking care of that. They are automatically creating, auto-dubbed versions, or they're transcribing and translating, and then putting translated captions in place for those who want to click and listen, watch the French subtitles while I speak English. They can do that. And YouTube is getting better at that. When it first came out, they weren't very good at it. And even now, it all depends on how clearly the person speaks. The more clearly they speak, the better job YouTube will do at transcribing. Translation, same thing. It's only going to get better with time. But the way I look at that is I don't care if it's not done perfectly. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't bother me. It may bother the person who would like to read perfect Spanish or French, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. It would take me too long to fix that and make it perfect. And I'm not making videos for some corporation who's paying me millions of dollars or whatever, right? To make these videos perfect. My videos are not perfect, and I will never tell you to strive to be perfect, because I don't think that's what's important. I think what's important is getting the message across. And if that means, you don't speak perfect English, or the English is not translated perfectly, that's okay. If the viewer got the message, job done. It's kind of the way I look at it. Maybe, if I was, actually my daughter is studying to be an English teacher. She might have, words against that, but that's kind of the way I feel about it. Were you ever able to resolve the Rob the Maritimer issue? And how did you do that? Yes, so last week, or a few days ago? I can't remember when it happened now. Within the last week, somebody let me know, several people let me know, that there was somebody impersonating me in my comment section. They created a fake account, YouTube account called Rob the Maritimer, with my avatar, and I actually looked at it closely. It was cropped in a little bit. But my face, same avatar I use, and it was Rob the Maritimer, and he was going into my comments and responding to people who had responded to me. I think that's the way it worked. Yeah. Anyway, they were getting into the comments in a place where they didn't think I would find it, because a lot of times I'll try to respond to everybody. Okay, at least give a heart and a thumbs up. Increasingly, I'm not able to get to everybody, but I do my best. But then, so the way it normally works is I'll respond, and then somebody else quite often or not somebody else, the original commenter would often respond to my response, right? And at that point, I usually just give a heart, because all these conversations, could go on for a long time, and I just don't have the time to do that. Depending on what it is, sometimes, keep it going, but it becomes harder and harder for me to find those continuing conversations. YouTube doesn't provide the best way for me to search that, so I'd have to scroll to kind of look for it. So anyways, it's threads like that this Rob the Maritimer was inserting himself into, and what he was doing was saying, "What's up, me?" or WhatsApp. I don't even use WhatsApp, but many of you probably know, it's a way to communicate with people offline, right? It's like saying, "Give me a call, give me a phone call." But it's a WhatsApp number. Am I even saying that right? WhatsApp? What's up? And would put a number in there, trying to get people to contact him, and he was hoping that the person would think it was me, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Wasn't me. That's Shaggy. Anyway. So yes, I got it resolved. I reported it to YouTube, and I believe it was taken down. I blocked and reported several of the comments that I saw, as did other people, and then I posted about it on my community board, the posting area, and yeah, it got dealt with. So as far as I'm aware, nothing bad happened about it, but it's one of these things to keep an eye out for, right? It could happen to anybody, and they tend to target people who they don't think they're going to find the comment. Okay, there's always bad actors out there trying to scam you, trying to scam me, right? I get email. I mentioned spam emails. I get a lot of emails of people wanting to sponsor my channel. And I know 90% of them are fake, or not fake, they're scams, right? They're trying to get me to click something, and then whatever, next thing you know, they've got my channel password and I lose my channel, right? Incidentally, if that ever happens, I will start another channel. So just so you know, if it looks like I'm gone, keep searching for me. You'll find me. I hope that never happens. Sorry if this has been previously asked. Your videos always look so crisp and cheery. Thank you. Do you do any color grading? Would you consider doing a video about that? I do a little bit, and I have talked about it here. I wouldn't even call it color grading. I add a little bit of saturation and contrast, and I dim the brightness a little bit. That's typically what I do, and that's it. It's none of these fancy color wheels that you'll see in DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro. It's just saturation, and it's a sliding scale. It just kind of boosts the colors a bit. That's all. That's all I do. And yeah, there are several videos, several live streams too, where I've gone through that. I have a great original idea for a channel, but need large, expensive CNC equipment to do videos. Any ideas how to start a channel to help finance it? I'm not familiar with CNC equipment, so I don't know what you mean there. But in terms of how to start a channel to help finance it, yeah, no, I don't know. That sounds like so you want to start a channel so that you can start a channel? Like I don't quite understand how the thought process there. But maybe you need to look for an investor. Is that what you're doing? If so, I'm not really the guy to give you advice on that. Sorry. Do you save all your files in perpetuity, or like the IRS, do you have an end date? That's a good question. So far, I've saved them all. I've had no reason to delete anything, but yeah, I suppose. I mean, there's no, I don't have to, but I do. At some point, I mean, I can probably create as many videos. Like I haven't used up half the space that I have on my external storage. Okay, so I can still create for years before I have to deal with this. And at that point, yeah, maybe I'll start deleting the old ones that I know I will never, and maybe delete the project files, but just keep a copy of the video. And that alone would reduce a project file down probably to 1/3 of its size. Right, and then I can go for another 30 years after that. So that's probably enough. Can you talk a little bit about collaborations? Okay, so I haven't done, well, collaboration is like a catch-all phrase, right? It's there's so many different ways to collaborate. Okay, the first one that I did, I guess, would be considered a collaboration. So a lot of you may know Alexa Serenoia. So what we did is I brought her on to my live stream. She was the first person I interviewed in a live stream. And that was a lot of fun. That was around a year ago, a little less than a year ago, last November, December, something like that. And she came on, we did a live stream, and all was great. I wanted her to share some advice with my audience, and that went great. And then a week or two later, I went on to her channel. I don't believe it was a live stream, but it was in her community, her school community. And I was there, and we did kind of the same thing, but for her audience. So that was a collaboration, right? Other people collaborate in that they will actually physically get together and make videos together. That would be kind of fun. I've not done that. And then another way would be, let's say, well, actually, there was one I did a couple weeks ago with Robin, where I believe she was trying to get a whole bunch of people to make a video about a certain topic and then create a playlist about that. But that playlist would include videos from all different creators. But we would all kind of post them on our own channels. And that it ended up only being the two of us doing it. But that's kind of another way you could do it. But since then, YouTube has come out with this collaboration feature where they're making it a little bit easier. Like, you can now make a video and not only tag somebody like in the description by putting @ and their username, and there's a link to their channel in your description. Not only that, but it can show that your video actually has 2 creators or more. I think it's up to 5. You can have up to 5 creators. Now, the person hosting the video would be the one that gets the views and the revenue from, if they're monetized. But everybody else's audience would be able to have access to it, or they would be notified of the video. So I haven't really looked into that yet. It's something I'm probably going to want to look into because it sounds pretty cool, right? Like, I can collaborate with, say, 3 other creators, and maybe we even kind of rotate. Like, okay, this week I'm going to make a video, and you guys can all be in it, and but I'll host it, but I'll tag you all, and then maybe the next week one of the other ones do it, and So there's all kinds of neat things you can do like that, and what's cool about it is, if you collaborate with several other creators, then you would have access to, but their audiences would be put in front of you more, right? So it's a creative way to boost everybody's reach, so to speak. Now, that assumes that there's similarities in the audience. Like, so my channel, I probably would not collaborate with a channel specializing in, fishing and hunting, because that's not something I do, and I don't talk about that in my videos, right? And nor would they want to collaborate with me because there's no synergies there, right? You'd want to collaborate with people that are doing something similar to what you're doing, right? So anyway, that's what I know about that. Catherine is here. Yes, put a Q in front of your question so Rob can easily see it. I use iMovie on my iPhone and MacBook, and it's easy. Rob uses Ecamm Live. Many use DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, I use Ecamm Live just for these live streams. For editing videos, I use Camtasia. That's something totally different. But like DaVinci Resolve, that is a video editing software like Camtasia is. But yeah, there's all kinds of different things you could use. How do you transfer the videos you record on your phone onto your laptop? So for me, it's super easy because everything I have is Mac or Apple. This is an iPhone, okay? So I record on my phone. If you have an Apple phone and an Apple computer, you can AirDrop from phone to computer. So it's just a matter of AirDropping, and then I don't have to plug anything in. If this was not Apple, or if my computer was not Apple, then you would have to do it another way. 2 ways that I can think of. One is you plug your phone into your computer, USB-C or whatever, and then it should show up in your file manager or Finder, and as a hard drive, and you can drag files back and forth. Another way is you can use iCloud or Dropbox or Google Drive to upload your video files to, and then get into your computer and download them from wherever you uploaded them, right? So those are several ways you can do it. Have you ever made 2 of the same videos and wish you had uploaded the other one instead because you think that one was better after the fact? Now you're kicking yourself. No. Have I made 2 videos on the same thing? Yes. But always I go with the second one. And I would always say that, like, if I go out and I record a video and then if I actually took the time to record it again, I know it would be better. That's just the way it is. The more practice, it's more practice, and the thoughts would be closer to the top of your head, and the video would probably flow more smoothly. So I know if I did it a second time, any video, it would probably be better, but I just don't have the time. Like it, if you've got the time to do everything twice, then you can. But I would just say, like I just always tell myself, you know what, it's good enough, and done is always better than perfect. You don't have to be perfect, and I'm never perfect. I'm not always in frame. My audio is not always great. The lighting is not always great, and sometimes I forget to say what I wanted to say in the first place. But you know what? It's still value. I still upload it. I don't think anybody is looking for perfect from me. If you are, you're in the wrong place. So I don't worry about it. Just upload it and lesson learned. If there's some things I wish I had done differently, I learn from that and try to do those differently the next time. Let me take a drink. I feel like I'm on fast forward right now. How are we doing anyways? Anybody watching? I'll look at the current chat right now for anybody who might want to or might be able to answer. Is anybody watching this in the Shorts feed? I would love to know if anybody is watching this right now in the Shorts feed, because it is being broadcast to the Shorts feed as well, which I can share with you here. See? So this is what's being broadcast. This is going out to everybody who's watching as a widescreen, and this is being broadcast to everybody watching in the Shorts feed. And you can already tell all it's doing is cropping it, right? It's cropping it. So, Rebecca says, I don't see it in the Shorts feed. Okay. Long feed. I have no way to watch this in the Shorts feed. No short stream for me. I didn't know you could do that. It's new. It's brand new. It's new from YouTube. This is the first week I've noticed it. But it's just a setting. You can select whether to live stream horizontally, vertically, or now both. Okay, so this is today is a test. We're doing this to both for the first time, and I'll see. I'm interested though if anybody is watching it in the Shorts feed. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see. Well, actually, let me bring up my channel. Let me just go to YouTube, bring up my channel. So live. If I click the live tab. There, this is showing as live. This is the after party that we're going to do after this. So those are both there. If I go to Shorts, latest, no, it's not showing up there. It's not showing up there. Membership, post, playlist, pod, live. Yeah, no. So I don't know if I'm supposed to have like a live Shorts feed, like a new option here or not, or if it's just supposed to. So yeah, this does not look like it's like that is the last short I did a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, it's not showing up there. If I go to the home page, it shows that I'm live now, videos, upcoming. No, there's the Shorts. It's not there. Here's my posts. It's not there. Huh. Well, according to, where is it? It is being broadcast, and it's excellent. That's what it says right there. So who knows? Who knows? I guess I'll try to do some digging after the fact to see if I can see it show up. Let's see now. Level Yourself Up says I don't see it either. I had to go to your page to find it. All About the Alternative. You found it? Clicked on live, shows your show didn't come up there either. Okay. Maybe the vertical only shows after the live finishes? Maybe, but then it's not live is the only thing, so I don't know. Yes, horizontal all the way. I'm too old to watch vertical video. I think I am too. Actually last week I just found out a guy was streaming on both, but had to make 2 different streams, which YouTube allows you to. Yes, I knew that was a workaround. that people had been doing for a while. I had never done it, but with this new release, you're not supposed to have to do that. Oh, question. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Today is a test. You have not really told us the results of last week's test, or did I somehow miss that? You did not miss that. You know what? We've been live for almost an hour, so maybe now's a good time to get into last week. All right. Let me just pull this up here. So yeah, last week, what was last week's test? I have to switch gears here. Let's go back here. Revenue. That's what it was. So let me bring this up live. Last week, analytics. Okay, no, wait, now let me back up. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Bad habit. All right, so here is my content, my live content. Okay, this is me now, live. This is the after party that's going to be in about an hour. This is last week's live stream. So last week, I went live to test with monetization turned on. Okay, first time I've ever done that. My thought process has always been not to turn monetization on until the live is over. Then I would flick it on for people who watch it on the replay. And the reason is because when it's on, or used to be, when it's on during the live stream, I'm going to be interrupted by ads. Okay, an ad would show up. I would disappear while you watch that ad, and then when the ad is over, I'm back, but you will have missed whatever I said while the ad was playing, because it's live, right? Whereas on the replay, I'm paused for the playing of an ad, and then you come back and you don't miss anything. Okay, so now what YouTube is doing is during a live stream, any ads that pop up, if I've got monetization turned on, any ads would show up as basically as a split screen. I would still be there on one side of the screen, and the ad would show up on the other side. And the feedback I was getting was that, yeah, no, it is split screen, but you're either muted or your volume is way low so that people can hear the ad, okay? So the stream was affected, right? Negatively, the viewer experience was negatively affected, is the bottom line. Now, did I get a lot of complaints about it? No, not a lot, but I think you guys maybe were being nice and maybe hoping it was going to work out for everybody. I was more interested in what the experience was. What I've since found out is people who watch it on the replay, it's not side by side. If you're watching my last week's live stream on the replay, then the ad will still go full screen. I'm paused, and then when the ad's over, I pick back up, okay? And it continues. So that's the way it works. Now, how was I affected, and do I want to continue to do this? No, I do not. And the reason is because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it to me. If I go in, let's look at let's look at the analytics. No, not this one. Here it is here. This is the one from last week. October 7th, 1,894 views. So a pretty good live stream. Analytics. Okay, so 988 views since it was published. Let's actually go. So estimated revenue, $31. That's for the first week. That's since last Tuesday, not including yesterday. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 days, $31. And you can click on this and you can see. So first day was $19 and then it was up to $27. So the difference is $8 I made on the second day, 27 to 20, so $1.40 I made the third day. So it's not huge numbers, but $19.90 the first day. What I usually do is I'll come up to here, I'll go first 24 hours. All right, there's that $19.90 again. So in the first 24 hours, there's only one data point for that. Okay, $19.90. I think that said $18.80 when I looked at this last week. But anyway, it takes a couple days for the real numbers to shake out. Now, I normally make around $10 on the first day of my live streams. And that is from the time I stop live streaming until the rest of the day. Okay, and I track that here. This is a spreadsheet that I've got. I've tracked all of the live streams I've ever done. Okay, I've written them all out. This is unnecessary. Okay, I'm a numbers guy. I like to look at numbers. So this is what I do. So this was last week. So there's the 1990. The duration was 2 hours, 14 minutes. I peaked at 148 peak viewers. You know, you guys might be interested in this too, just to get an idea. So I can see how my peak viewers change week to week, the average chats, reactions, so on. But look at this column right here. $19.90 is what I earned. And that revenue is the first 24-hour revenue, which I say right here. Okay, for the first 24 hours, you know, that's how many views, watch hours, subscribers, revenue, $19.90. Well, the week before, it was $16.71. And that's with monetization off until the stream was over. All right. $4, that one. So, and some of these numbers are a little bit, the ones that are higher, I would probably have received a super thanks or a super chat within that live stream. So that they're all baked in here too. Like you can see some of these higher ones, 83, 49, 78. There would have been super chats in those. But this one here, 1671, September 30th. If we go back here, September 30th, where is that one? That one is right here. What am I looking for? Revenue, first 24 hours. Let's do that. Oh no, I can't do that here. Why can't I? Why can't I? I don't know. Oh, this is, I clicked the wrong one. That's the after party for September 30th. This is the one I wanted. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so if I go revenue, the first day, there's the 1671. How you made the money. Here, let's go first 24 hours. 1671. Watch page ads was $4.82. $10.90 came from memberships. 98 cents came from supers and gifts. So $4.82 was the watch page ads. So remember that, $5. Okay, now if I go back to last week's first 24 hours, here we go. Oh, sorry, go to revenue. Supers and gifts were $8.80. Watch page ads were $11, not $5. They were $11, a little bit more. But if I go back here, and let's compare these 2 days. These 2 days right here. 148 peak viewers to 143. The stream was a little bit longer. You know, peak viewers were similar, essentially similar streams. But this one I earned. It comes down to this. So what was it? Was wrong thing. $8 versus $5. The difference was $3. Okay, so I've probably thoroughly confused you with all that stuff. The bottom line is, by me subjecting you guys to all of those ads, even though it was side by side and even though I was not interrupted for 2 hours, you saw, I don't know how many ads, every 5 to 8 minutes or so you'd see an ad for 2 hours. I probably earned $3 to $5 extra by doing that. So it's not worth it. It would have to be like 1,000 times more than that for it to be worth it to me. My whole reason for doing live streams is not to earn money from the live streams. There's just not enough money in it. Even if it was 10 times these numbers, you know, if it wasn't $5, let's say I made 50. That's still not worth it to me. 500, we're getting closer to maybe it is worth it. So, you know, we're talking it has to be 100 times more than it is now. Does that mean I would need to get 100 times more viewers into my live streams? Maybe, but that would be, you know, right now we have 160. That would be 16,000 concurrent viewers in my live streams. to get up to the point where it might be worth it. But then 16,000 viewers, how many people's questions do you think I'm answering? 1%? Not even, probably, right? It's just not worth it. What is worth it is that me making myself available to you guys in these live streams, being helpful, building trust. You know, some of you may become clients down the road, right? You watch my videos, and I do earn revenue from those, right? So, you know, that's part of it. But the big part of the business side of it is whatever you're doing outside of YouTube. Live streams, making money on live streams, not worth it. I'd be interested to hear from somebody who does think this is worth it to run those ads side by side. It just doesn't, the math doesn't math, as the young kids say these days, for me anyways. So anyway, I probably over-explained that. What are your thoughts? And I will tune into the live. 1 second here. Let me just make this larger. All right, what am I missing in the chat? YouTube over 40. Karen is here. Hello, Rob and everyone. Hello, Karen. Now I'm going backwards through the chat now. There's a button which says replay live chat, but I think Rob has it switched off. No, that should be. No, I don't. I hope I don't have that off, but you should be able to see the chat. If I go to my live and mute it, the chat's there. Yeah. So if you're talking about historical live streams, the replay live chat button should be there at the top. Now, if you've recently done a live stream, then that can take 24 hours or so before that replay live stream button appears. You know, it doesn't appear right away when you're live stream. What I've noticed is it usually takes around 12 hours on mine. And I think how long the live streams has something to do with that. But yeah, I've noticed around 12 hours. Got to wait 12 hours until 12 hours after my live streams are over, then the live chat replay button should appear, and it would be at the top. Now, if you have vidIQ installed, like I do here, this vidIQ thing here, if you have that expanded, then the live chat is way down here. Okay, so you'd have to collapse this, and then there's the live chat. Okay, so there you go. There you go. All about the alternative. Most say 24 hours for processing. Yeah, I think that's what they normally say. But yeah, just in my experience, I've noticed around 12 hours. Big trip, Karen. Oh, yes, that's right, Karen. Yeah, tell us about Vid Summit. You flew halfway around the world, about as far away as you could get, from New Zealand to Dallas, and went to Vid Summit. I saw some of your videos. It looked like you had a good time. That's awesome. That's awesome. Catherine says, math never mathed for me. No, not for me either. Catherine's fabulous 60s and beyond. My reaction to the math. All right. Let's grab another question here. What lighting do you suggest on the cheap? On the cheap is whatever you have. What I discourage people from doing is using overhead lights. Like if you're in a bedroom that has a light in the ceiling, don't use that. You want one facing you. If I were to say on the cheap, I'm going to point you to an Amazon link that I have down below, and it's the Neewer 18-inch panel lights. I wouldn't call them cheap. They're quality, but they're not as expensive as some. So I think for around $200 you get 2 panel lights with the stands that plug in. And that's really all I'm using right now, these 2 panel lights. And here's the difference. If they're off, I'm in the dark. That is that light over here, That is this light. So those are the two panel lights, and if you want to see what they look like, there they are. There's one, and there's the other, and there's the camera I'm looking at. All right? So I actually have 4 of those lights. I've got another one back there. That's the peanut cam, or peanut light, but she's up there now on the chair. And then another one there. Very quick tour. Maggie says, hey Rob, I watched your last live stream today and saw some comments, but not like they are during a live stream. Is that something you choose? Can you show the comments as they were during live? So if you watched it on the replay, let me go find that. If I type in if I type in my channel name, and I'll show you what I'm doing, of course. So let's go to my live tab, and the last one I did, so these are the 2 today. This is my last one. So let's click in here. Okay, and I'm just going to pause it. Now, you are probably talking about these comments here. And actually, there's your name right there. Okay, so these are comments. Okay, the live chat is up here. What you're going to see is show chat replay. So if I click on that, initially what pops up is top chat replay. I always change that to live chat replay, but there's nothing there yet. If I, let's come further into the video. Okay, so there it is. There's the live chat replay. Now, the way it works is live chat is captured over here on the right during the live stream. When I end the live stream, this still works for, I think, another 5 minutes. Okay, the live chat works for another 5 minutes. But when that's over, when they shut that down, then you have to leave a comment down here. Okay, and so all of these comments would have been left right after the live stream was finished. All right, so there's both. No problem, Maggie. Russ is rocking O and Ho, says ums and ahs are great. I'm glad you like them because I've got lots of them. I have lots of them. Over 60 YouTuber says, thanks Rob, for all you do. I have watched you for a long time, but this is the first time I could join the live stream. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us today. We have fun every week. Scott says 179 American monies using Rob's link. So you're probably talking about those 2 lights. Yeah. I buy in Canadian dollars. I'm in Canada. So yeah, 179 is probably around 225 or so Canadian. But yeah. And actually interesting, as a Canadian, in order for me to put links, my Amazon affiliate links in my descriptions, I have to go to the Amazon.com site. Like if I buy something, I have to go to Amazon.ca, but I can't get my links from there. Otherwise, I don't know, just the way the system works, I have to get the links from Amazon.com, but then anybody in the world can use those and they get directed to their store. Like for Canadians, they'd go to .ca. For other countries, they'd go to their country's Amazon store. But yeah, just something, if you're Canadian out there and you're wondering how it works, you need to if you're an Amazon affiliate, you need to get your links that you're going to share from the .com store, even though you use the .ca store. YouTube over 40. VidSummit, yes, 7 flights in total. It was excellent. Lots of networking, learning lots of fun with Allison from Living Life After 50. 7 flights. That's right, because you said 4 flights to get there. And if I recall, Wellington to Auckland, Auckland to Sydney, Sydney to LAX, LAX to Dallas. So that's 4. So luckily you only had 3 on the way back, I guess. But still, that's a long go. Hopefully you had some... I bet you had a lot of videos you were able to edit on the flights home that you shot there, hopefully. All righty. Carolyn is here. How you doing, Carolyn? I saw a video about odd videos that are making lots of money and the creator showed the revenue. Do you know how he was able to access those statistics? Odd videos that were making lots of money and the creator showed the revenue. So I don't know what you mean by odd videos, but I can, like, you can look up your revenue in YouTube Studio for specific videos. So if you just click the analytics tab from your main homepage of YouTube Studio, that'll just tell you revenue for your whole channel. Okay, but if you want to know about it for a specific video, you have to go into content first. Okay, and then you look at a specific video and click analytics, and then you can see how much you've earned from that specific video. Okay, so I don't know if that was your question, but hopefully that helps. Catherine, why are my total watch time hours more than total watch time hours eligible for monetization? Thanks, Rob. So that could be a couple things. I guess the obvious one is if your channel is over a year old, then only the watch hours that you've earned in the last 365 days are eligible. So there's that. But then also, if you do shorts, watch hours that you accumulate from your shorts are not eligible towards the 4,000 you need to get monetized. So they would not be included in that number. What else? YouTube promote. If you've promoted any of your videos, even using YouTube's own promotion feature, right? If you paid money to boost the viewership of your videos, any watch hours you get from those videos don't count towards monetization. There's that as well. Okay, so there's several reasons why it could be. Also, I don't believe that number is calculated in real time. So it's probably a day or two delayed, right? So those are a few things to consider. Can you give me a layman's term explanation of the new collaboration feature? So I did talk about that a little bit earlier today. So real quick, if you want the longer explanation, you can watch it back on the replay, but real quick, you can get together with other creators and decide to basically co-host a video. Not really co-host, because one creator has to be the host, the one that uploads the video. But if you're kind of working with another creator and you want to collaborate in some way, either in the video or maybe they will then also host a video where the two of you are talking about something. Like, let's say I brought somebody on to do an interview with them and they were another creator. I could add them, or we could collaborate, and then we would both show up as being collaborators on that video, and then both of our audiences would be notified when that video is available, and could potentially be get an impression, or my video would be put out there in front of a whole lot more people, not just my audience, but potentially the person I collaborated with, their audience as well, and vice versa. Okay, so I've not done it yet, but it's something I'm going to be looking into. Melissa, watching your live stream course, can I use my iPhone for the camera with my Mac laptop, and if so, how? I may have just missed that on the video. If so, just let me know and I will go back. Yes, there actually is a video in the course that talks about exactly that. Video number 5, add iPhone as webcam. It's a 23-minute long video that's right in there in the course. So yes, basically there's probably a setting you have to turn on in your phone to make it discoverable by your Mac. But as soon as you do that, then yeah, your iPhone can be discoverable as a camera by your Mac. And it's basically the same thing I'm doing right here, right? This is my iPhone I'm using here, and I've got it discoverable as a camera in my Mac. So my Mac is running this software, Ecamm Live, and it is streaming to YouTube, but it's now using this iPhone camera, and I can pick it up and move it around. But I could, so here it is, just so you know, I just have that on a tripod, and I can use that as a second camera. but you can also use it as your only camera if you want. So yeah, check out that video. Video number 5, add iPhone as a webcam. Follow up to Catherine Price. Do watch hours impact monetization beyond the 4K requirement? No. Once you get, and same with subscribers, right? The number of subscribers you have doesn't really, I mean, in a way it does, because more people can get notified, right, when you come out with a new video if you have more subscribers. But as far as watch hours go, I learned this as soon as I got monetized. Before you get monetized, if you're like me and you reached the 1,000 subscriber threshold before you reached the 3,000 or the 4,000 watch hour threshold, that was my case. And if you're like me, then you were super dialed in to the watch hours. How many watch hours do I need? How many more? Oh, I only need 200 more the next month and I'll get there, or whatever it is, right? I was tracking that. And but as soon as you get monetized, as soon as I got monetized, I very quickly realized that it's not something I have to worry about anymore. Like, I think I got 800 watts. So on average for a year, you need to average 333 watch hours a month over 12 months to equal 4,000. Okay, so that number was in my head, 333. All right. And how did it go down for me? For me, if I go to my analytics, so March 2024, I had 324. Okay, very close. But then I had 800. All right. So actually, let me share this with you. So sorry, lots of numbers here. I just want you to focus on this column. Actually, let me zoom this in, make it easier to look at. Okay, so where are we? March of 2024, right here. That is when I made the decision, I'm going hard. 3 videos a week, 1 live stream every week from that point on. And you can see it here. I did 7 videos, 2 live streams. I started halfway through March, but then 13 videos a month, 14, 10, so on. Anyways, let's look at this column here, watch time. 324 hours I got in March. All right, so almost there, but it was the best I had ever done. And then 800. So I more than doubled the best that I had ever done in April because I was being consistent, okay? And then 1,300. So what you have to realize is they only count the last 12 months, all right? That's all that matters. So what I did is I created this other column over here. This one is the one that matters. So this column here is the running total, okay? So 800 watch hours that month, that brought me up to 8,600, but that's all time. That's over 3 years. This is just the previous 12 months. This is a calculated column. You can see that up here. No, you can't because I'm in the way, but anyway. 3,400. This one here, so when I got 1,360, you have to remember May of 2024, when I add that on, that means May of 2023 comes off. That's here. So adding 1,360, but losing 223. The difference is still well over 400, okay? So that's when I got monetized. I crossed the 4,000 hour threshold. The very next month, I'm up to 6,400, and then I had a viral video and it went crazy. But still, at 6,400, you know that it's just not something I have to worry about anymore. Okay, so at that point, I realized I don't need to worry about watch hours because you don't get paid based on watch hours. Yes, if you have videos longer than 8 minutes, then mid-roll ads can play and you can earn from those. But how many people really make it that far into your video to watch a mid-roll ad anyways? Hopefully lots. But if you have a 10-minute video, there's probably only going to be 1 mid-roll ad in there, and it's probably going to be halfway through somewhere, right? So how many people are watching, enough of it to get to that mid-roll ad? It's a small number. It's a small percentage. So I don't worry about the mid-roll. I more just focus on the number of views. If you look at the number of views you get, that is a pretty accurate ratio, I guess. The more your views go up, the more your revenue could go up if your RPM stays kind of the same. All right, so yeah, watch hours don't figure into that calculation at all. But it probably does. It certainly does figure into like YouTube trying to figure out their algorithm, figuring out if your video is worth pushing out or not, right? Are people watching it? Are people watching a lot of your video, right? Are you getting loads and loads of watch time on a video? If you are, then YouTube may want to push that out more because they're making money on that video. Okay, so that's really the only way, or the only reason that it kind of lost my thought. I'm trying to look at like too many things at once. Time for a drink, I think. How are we doing for time? 3:37. Another 20 minutes. Oh, I just saw a question from Scott. Does the streaming to vertical as well take up extra bandwidth? Not on my end, no. Because I'm not multi-streaming. I'm only streaming to one place, and that's YouTube. YouTube is apparently doing its thing to split it into two streams, but I haven't heard from anybody yet, or I haven't noticed if anybody has been able to see my stream in the Shorts feed. So I don't even know if it's showing up there. It looks like it is, but just based on what I see here, I see two separate feeds here, like right here. It's showing me this one and this one, but I don't know. I have not been able to find that on the actual YouTube site, on my channel, in my channel. Alrighty. Can you lose monetization once achieved? Yes, you can. You can. Yeah, if you're just barely, if you didn't blow through the watch hour and you just kind of barely got through, and the watch hours you're getting now are roughly the same as what you were getting a year ago, then yeah, you're probably riding that line, and you could get monetized and then have it taken away. Absolutely. But you could get it right back again. Is that your own spreadsheet that you made or from YouTube? No, that's one I made. And I make it available to you, a stripped down version without my data in it. You can download it if you want. It's the YouTube stats tracker is what I called it. And if you have my YouTube Kickstart kit, which I have a link to down below, there's a link in that to get that stats tracker. And I answered that question from Scott. Can you receive super chats as GIFs if you stream using horizontal format to go live? Absolutely. I mean, that's, until today, that's the only way I've ever streamed is horizontally, and I've received super chats. Yes, absolutely. And I know you can receive them vertically as well. Absolutely. Oh, if you seek Amy, poor Brooke Sears just had that happen. Yes, actually, I saw that. So yeah, Brooke is a creator, and she made a video that, yay, she got monetized, finally got monetized. But then, actually, it's a funny video. Her YouTube creator persona came out again, and yeah, she had it taken away like a day or two later. But then I believe she got remonetized again, like a day or two later again, right? So. Can absolutely happen. Does the amount of shorts affect the long form content? No, I don't believe it does. I look at it as two separate platforms. If you have shorts and longs on your channel, it's not like having shorts is going to affect how much or how many times the longs are promoted or anything like that. They're not related in that way. People who are watching shorts are watching shorts. That's it. The only relation would be if more people start watching shorts and less people are watching long form videos, then that could have an effect. But anyway, there you go. I hope that helps. Monkey Wrench, are you a Capricorn because you have drive and consistency? I'm an astrology nerd. Sorry in advance. No, I am a Sagittarius. Not a Capricorn. I don't even know what Capricorn is. That's soon, I think, is it not? No, I am Sagittarius. Let's see. What have I missed in the chats today? That's the thing. Sometimes I get talking a lot, and I'm not able to see all the chats. So, but I'll just let you know now. I am to the point now where I didn't answer everybody's question, I know, but I'm looking at the latest. So it's YouTube over 40 waving. Hi. I know you're waving to high inner peace, but I'm waving back. How you doing? Shades of Garden. Hey, Mike, thanks for all your help. Quick question. Have you heard about any recent changes to the YouTube algorithm? I've noticed my views have been lower than usual. Are you calling me Mike, or are you talking to somebody else? My name is Rob. But any recent changes to the algorithm? No. I did make a video, as a lot of people have, about views being down. Because I noticed mine were down, and I got comments, oh, mine are down too, mine are down too. But not everybody's is down. And I think people are very quick to try to find blame with YouTube. There may be some reasons that people's views are down, but more often than not, it's something you don't have any control over anyways. And even if something changed in the algorithm, all that really means is you just have to change with it, right? We're always trying to figure it out. The algorithm changes all the time. Or put a better way, viewers' habits change all the time. More and more people are watching on a TV. More and more people are watching on a mobile phone and less on a computer. I'm not one of them, but on average, that's the case. And for each individual creator has their own audience, and their own audience has their own way of consuming content on a phone, on a tablet, on a computer, TV, whatever. What people like to watch changes. Current events change, right? So there's all these factors are always, and it's our job as creators to try to give our audiences what they want. If you're trying to grow a channel, that's kind of the way you have to think. And and here's a trap that I think a lot of people fall into, and that's, you become a creator, you're making videos, and you start to figure things out, and things are going great, and you're seeing, things are going up, views are going up, oh, you're monetized, now you're making money, oh, great, everything is looking great. I found the magic formula. Like, I just have to keep doing what I'm doing and all will be good. That is not the case. Because as soon as you start thinking that way, something somewhere will change and views will go down. Views, or its watch hours, or its revenue, or its RPM, or something is going to change. Or maybe it's, the way you make thumbnails, the style you've been using all of a sudden falls out of favor, and it's not the way people like to see thumbnails anymore. Or maybe the titles that you've been using, now they're considered clickbaity and nobody likes them anymore. Or, whatever it is, things change. Viewers' habits change. How they click, how they consume changes. So there is no formula. Like, if you found something that works today, awesome, but you always have to be watching out for it to stop working, and then you put on your hat and try to go figure out what's going on. Like, okay, what can I change? Why is this not working? Are my videos too long now? Do people now like to watch shorter videos? Maybe I should try a shorter one. Right? You're just always trying to figure things out. So that is kind of my point. Drink time. You know what? I should get a link. You know what? I'm going to do this. Let me pop this. Is this still even? What happens if I press this button? Okay, wrong button. This button. There you go. Okay. So for those of you who are members of my channel, when this live stream is over, there's going to be another live stream, and I'm calling it the after party. I did it 2 weeks ago for the first time. This will be the second one. It's what I used to call doc parties. They used to be on Wednesdays, but now I've moved them to the same day as these live streams. And yeah, so at the top of the hour, so another 12, 13 minutes or so, this stream is going to end, and that one will begin. I've already created a link for it. Let me just find it here. Because for those of you who want to jump over to that one, it is a different link. No, I clicked the wrong thing here. Where am I going? Right here. Upcoming. So copy, and I'm going to paste it in here. Paste. After, I can't spell, after party. Right there. And can I pin this? I will pin that to the top. Replace pinned message. There you go. Okay, so there's the link. Anybody wants to join the after party, that's what we're doing at the top of the hour, and I'll be there to answer questions for at least 30 minutes, and we'll see how that goes. Sound good? So let me pop that off of there and move along. A bias low. Thanks, bud. No problem if you're talking to me. Oh, here's a question. How do you structure your script to be able to read it while recording on the phone? So I don't. So the video I tried to make today, which I failed at, I ran out of time and came back here and did this live stream, but I'm going to go back outside after the after party and do it again. But so I needed to read something. It was a comment from another viewer. I wrote it on a cue card. Okay, so I was able to read it. But as far as the rest of my video, the rest of my videos are unscripted. So I don't script them. Sometimes I'll have bullet points, not in today's, except the only thing I wrote down for today's is just, you know, the comment. And then I'm just going to ad lib, go off the cuff with my answer. So yeah, that's, but yeah, if you are filming on your phone and you want to be able to read a script at the same time, you're going to need another screen, I guess. That would be difficult. That'd be a lot of things going on. Do you have mods in the live chat to zap inappropriate comments? I don't think I do right now. Did I miss any? Were there inappropriate comments today? I don't. I have had moderators in time or over the years, but you know, either they get busy and they don't show up anymore, or but you know, if that ever becomes a problem, I've got lots of people I think who would be just fine becoming a moderator. But no, right now we're you never know what somebody might say, I guess. And I'm probably going to be slow to delete it. But I can moderate it myself if I notice it. How did you get Peanut? Oh no, that's the wrong one. Here it is. How did you get Peanut to pose with the hat on? Talking about that? I used Canva to make that. Believe it or not, that's not a real hat. That was Canva created. Your live streams are very long usually. Is that a best practice, or what do you think is ideal for lives? I would say no, it's not a best practice. Mine tend to be too long, and I'll be the first to admit that. I just have a hard time stopping because I enjoy them. I probably go on longer than I should. Like today, for instance, I could probably keep going, you know, for another hour, but I've put a hard limit on myself because I've scheduled another live stream for the members in 10 minutes. Okay. And I can see Scott's already in there, right? So if I go, I can share that with you. So this is what you'll see. If you click that link that I've got pinned on this live stream up at the top, the after party link, it'll take you here, and it says it's starting in 9 minutes and 40 seconds, 39. And you can already go in there and comment, and I suppose I could comment too. Be there in 9 minutes. There you go. The Dirt Princess is in. All right. So yeah, that's how that works. But yeah, too long, you'll lose. I mean, I normally notice, I can show you that too. If I bring this down here, share my screen again. So this is my YouTube studio of this live stream we're doing right now. And usually, actually, this happened a little bit later. There, 179 we peaked at today. That's high. So usually I peak, I'm going to say a little earlier on, but you know, that was about an hour in to the live stream, and it's starting to slowly go down. And if I kept going for say 3 hours, it would continue to go down, right? So that's what I've noticed over time, is that usually in the first hour is where I peak. It really depends on what your content is all about. today I feel like I've been talking a lot. I guess I do every week, but I haven't really been lost for words that much, so maybe that keeps people longer. But if I spend a lot of time just kind of reading and not talking, then people will tend to leave more. And if you're the type of person that doesn't talk as much as I do, then maybe people won't stay as long. But if you're better at talking than I am, and if your content is more engaging, perhaps it would continue to grow for you. So it's probably different. You guys see 3 of me. That must be confusing. Let's bring that back up here. And where am I? What am I doing? We'll do that. I forget where I was at. What was? Oh, there it was, the after party. We got several people in there now. Several people. Mike, DG Outdoors. Anyways, if you want to join that, we usually get 15 to 20, maybe not 20. I want to say last week maybe peaked at around 15 people, something like that. A lot of fun. All right, what else we got here? What was the last one? I did that one. Here's a question. What makes YouTube algorithms start suggesting a video that's been dead for a long time? That is the magic question, isn't it? We don't know. It could be trends, right? If trend, it's all based on viewer habits, whether people want to see it or not. YouTube will do tests every once in a while. If YouTube tags a video as being a good video, right? If it got good results, then later on it might run a test again. If the environment deems it a good idea to try, but there's really no way for us to know. Right, but I've seen it happen. Very rare do I see. It has happened though. Like I've seen some strange things. I've seen one of my well-performing videos will all of a sudden have a jump and get like 1,000 views in an hour when it was getting 5 for months, and then it got 1,000 views, 800 views the next hour, and then back down to 5. And that was, I'm going to say that was 6 months after the video was made. Just out of the blue, right? So some weird things like that sometimes happen, and who knows why? There's really no way to know. Do you have any advice or experience with tools like Loopback or Black Hole on Mac for capturing multiple audio sources with OBS or similar apps for video calls? Thanks in advance. I have downloaded Loopback, and I haven't gotten very far with it. I tried to, this is a couple months ago now, and I think I just ran out of time or I got sidetracked or something. I think it's a good idea because I also have a problem with getting the audio of my programs into Ecamm, but it's that would be the way I would do it. I know it's something that's very popular among live streamers, and if you want more control over your audio sources, and you can bring that into Ecamm. But no real advice other than you should look into it. Loopback. I don't know what Black Hole is, but Loopback I have heard of, and I have it. What % of your subscribers or watchers are from outside North America? Let's go have a look. Real quick. Analytics. If I go there, I'll share my analytics page. Outside North America. So we go audience. So this is last 28 days. Where is this? I hear a helicopter. You guys hear that? There's a helicopter flying by. Here we go. Top geographies. US is 45% for me. Now this is the last 28 days. UK 7.6, Canada 6.6. That's interesting because I'm in Canada, and yet that's number 3 on the list. Then India, then Australia, and I can click there to see more. But outside North America, I guess I don't ever remember seeing much from Mexico. So let's just say US and Canada for North America. 45 plus that's 52%. So yeah, 45 to 48% would be outside of North America. If I go last 90 days, larger sample. Now what do we see? India's number 2, Canada's number 4. So 46 is About the same. So 52% within North America, 48% outside. Okay, that's what is how it shakes out for me. Chantal, how you doing, Chantal? Question, not a question, but I started implementing your advice on jumping straight into the video and saving the intro and call to action for the end. It's been helping a lot with retention. Thanks. Awesome. I'm glad that helps. I spent a lot of time making videos where I felt I had to introduce myself and what I do and all that stuff in the beginning. And I did that for the first 3.5 years of my channel, and it wasn't until later that I decided to wait. Because if you think about it, people don't click on your video or your title and thumbnail. They don't click on your title and thumbnail to learn about who you are, what you do, and all this stuff. There's a title and a thumbnail that's trying to sell people on the video, right? So you want to get into the video right away and save your, look at it this way. How many people watch all of your video or make it to the last minute of your video? Usually that number is low for most people. For me, maybe it's 20% or less even. So the people who make it to the end of your video are more likely the people who would like to know who you are and what you do and what you're all about. So there's no sense in really introducing yourself until the end, right? That's just the way and I think about that also as far with subscribers, getting people to subscribe, asking for a subscription. Just checking the time, I got 2 minutes. Right? People say, don't forget to like and subscribe, right? My video, why would you say that at the beginning of your video when people haven't even seen it yet? You have to think about the people who are just seeing you for the first time. And if I click on a video and I want to learn something and the first thing I see is somebody who I haven't seen before is asking me to subscribe to their channel, I'm like, why? I don't even know what you're about yet, and I don't even know if I'm going to like this video, so why would I like it? So let me get through the video, and if I liked it, oh, that's great. I'm going to subscribe, and oh, now they're telling me who they are. Great, now I want to know. So anyway, yeah, that's the way I think about that, and I'm glad it's working for you. Do you post on social media when you post a new video, or do you rely solely on YouTube? I rely solely on YouTube. I will sometimes post in the community section of my YouTube channel, but that's pretty much it. You know what, guys? It's 1 minute to, so I'm going to have to bounce because I'm starting up the after party. That is the live stream for members. Anybody who wants to become a member, just click the join button down below. I think it's $5 a month. And I'll do that. I'm going to do these after parties every second Tuesday at the end of the regular live stream. This live chat will continue for about 5 minutes. I think that's the way it works once I stop this. And give me about 5 minutes to get over to that after party one. The link is pinned above. If anybody wants to go over there, you can. That said, I hope you enjoyed today's live stream, and I hope to see you in the next one. Look for a video in the next couple of days. The one I'm going to record as soon as the after party is done. The one I was not able to do before this live stream. All right. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you. If not in the after party, I'll see you next week. All right. Cheers.